The Delgado family spent 5 years in that house. 5 years. And the thing that finally opened the door wasn't some brilliant plan. It was a moment of mercy, which is beautiful, sure. But the whole time I was watching, one thought kept nagging at me. Dude, you're an engineer. You've got a house full of materials and 5 years on the clock, and your best idea was kicking the window? So we're not doing that today. Today we're going through the ways out of that house that nobody in the movie ever tried. I've got 8 plans. Some are dumb, one is free, and the last one, Plan 8, I think actually gets that family outside without ever touching the door. Let's go. I'll keep this quick, promise. But to build a plan, you need to know the prison. Based on what the movie shows us, here's what we know for sure. 1. The seal covers doors and windows. Invisible, water-based, doesn't care about brute force. 2. And this is the backbone of the whole video. The ground is not sealed. The family proved it themselves when they broke through the bathroom floor and got into the sewer line. Down there is open. Hold on to that. We're coming back to it in Plan 8. 3. When the chimney cap fell off, a small gap opened up. Too small for a person, not too small for other things. 4. The things outside aren't aggressive, they're reactive. If it's raining and they see you, you're gone. If they don't see you, nothing happens. 5. They communicate. Ruth figured that out early. Nobody listened. Okay, those are the rules. Now the fun part. Starting here, because this is the one that genuinely bothers me. They found the sewer route in year 5, with their daughter dying, because they had no other choice. That route was there from week 1. Think about it. A whole street of houses, all sealed, all tied into the same main line. So technically the entire neighborhood is already connected. Nobody's just looking down. The plan, first week, pull the toilet, find the line, and build a network under the street. Food, medicine, tools, people. Instead of a dozen families each starving alone, you consolidate. And did you catch this? The neighbors spend the whole movie holding cardboard signs up to their windows, with a tunnel under their feet, which felt a little too real to me, honestly. That's exactly the kind of species we are. Does it work? Doesn't get you out, but it multiplies your survival odds, and it gives you the labor you'll need for Plan 8. They lowered traps down it, caught animals, collected water. Nobody thought to lower a wire. Look, at the end of the movie, they get on a radio and ask if anyone's out there, and somebody answers, so there's traffic.
Can anybody hear me? Are there any other survivors out there?
Which means there was traffic during those 5 years too. Run copper up the chimney, scavenge every scrap of metal in the house, wind a coil. The engineer knocks that out in a week, and suddenly you're not in a prison anymore. You're running a station. Information starts coming in. Who's alive, where the water's low, when the rain's coming. Oh, and radio goes both ways. So you're not just listening. Someone's waiting for you when you come out. Does it work? No escape on its own, but it tells you where to go once you're out, which is not nothing. Pay attention to the wording here. The seal covers doors and windows. So, what's the roof? The roof isn't an opening. It's shingles, timber, insulation, which means it might not be on the system's list of holes to plug. And honestly, the fact that a gap stayed open once the chimney cap fell makes me think exactly that. The plan: get into the attic, cut the framing from the inside, open the roof from below. The risk: the second you open it, rain gets in, and rain means them. So you do it on a dry day, and you have a cover ready before you make the first cut. Does it work? Untested. And the fact that it's untested is its own kind of annoying. This one's a stretch, fair warning. The seal is water-based. So what happens if you take the water away? Pull the humidity out of the house, heat the inside surface of the glass, throw salt at it. Every house has a kilo of salt somewhere. Maybe the seal is holding on to that surface, and if you wreck the surface, you get a 1-second gap. Actually, hold on, let me rephrase that. It probably doesn't work, because what's holding this thing together isn't physics. It's those creatures deciding it should hold. But it's worth 2 days to find out, because every no you collect narrows down the next plan. Does it work? Low odds, but it's free. They grew vegetables inside the house. When? After the pantry ran out. A tomato plant takes about 2 months to give you anything. So planting seeds after you're already starving is like boiling water in a burning house. The plan is simple. Day 1, inventory every seed in the building. Pepper seeds, tomato, squash, beans, the eyes on the potatoes, the cloves in the garlic. turn the brightest room into a greenhouse while nobody's hungry yet. And here's the thing that stuck with me most about this movie. What saved that family wasn't a weapon, and it wasn't courage. It was the seeds they never got around to throwing out. In every apocalypse movie, the guy sprints for the shotgun. Here, the winning move was compost. Does it work? No escape, but it buys you the months you need to dig. The neighbors held cardboard up to the glass and talked to each other. Nobody wrote anything to the things outside, so you put a sign in the window, not for people, for them. One of Ruth's drawings, maybe, because her drawings were the only real communication channel in the entire movie and everyone ignored them. Maybe they don't get it, but by the movie's own logic, these things do receive messages. Question for you: what would you put in that window? One image, one sign. Drop it in the comments. Does it work? By the film's own rules, high. Also, the weirdest one on the list. What happens at the end? A creature gets inside, ends up in a trap, and the guy who could kill it lets it go instead. Door opens. That wasn't an accident. That was a procedure. So you do it on purpose. Rainy night, let yourself be seen, have the trap set, catch one, and then don't touch it. Let it go. Yeah, it's terrifying. Yeah, you might die, but the alternative is watching your neighbors die behind glass for 5 years, so I'd run it on day 20. Would you? Does it work? It's the movie's own answer, just 5 years earlier. Alright, here's the big one. I built this entire video on one sentence. The seal is on the doors and the windows, not on the dirt. And I'm not making that up. The family proved it. They broke the bathroom floor, went down, crossed to the neighbor's house, came back. And then they stopped right there. They used the sewer like a hallway. They never used it like an exit, but the logic is sitting right there. If underground is open, you go down, you turn sideways, and you come up outside the footprint of the house. Never touching the door, never breaking a window, never crossing anything the system is watching. People have actually done this, by the way. POWs in the Second World War dug tunnels dozens of meters long in months with spoons with guard towers over their heads. The Delgados had 5 years, an engineer, and a garage full of tools. 5 years. Now let's be serious, because this plan has real problems and I don't want to skip them. Problem 1. Where does the dirt go? A tunnel produces roughly twice its own volume in spoil, and you can't dump it outside. Outside doesn't exist for you. But look, the movie already handed you the answer. These people are growing food indoors. There's already a use for soil in that house. The spoil goes into the bedrooms, the bathroom, the grow room. Your tunnel's waste becomes your farm's soil. Problem 2. It collapses. Wet, sandy ground, plus a house that's already sinking into it. So you need shoring. From where? Bookshelves, stair treads, door frames. The house gets torn apart piece by piece in the movie anyway. Those pieces are just going to the wrong job. Problem 3. Air. Past about 20 meters, you can't breathe down there. Standard fix. A bellows every few meters. Vacuum motor, bike pump, hose. Weekend project for an engineer. Problem 4, and this is the real one. Where do you come up? Because outside is water. Seattle is drowning, surface in the wrong spot, and your tunnel stops being a tunnel and becomes a pipe. And now you haven't just failed to escape, you've flooded the house you were living in. So you can't pick the exit at random. You need high ground, which is where Plan 2 pays off. The radio tells you which blocks are dry. Plan 1 pays off. 10 people digging cuts the timeline by 5. Plan 5 pays off. You're not starving while you dig. Notice what just happened? The first 7 plans were all prep for this one. And there's exactly one rule for the day you surface. It has to be dry. No rain, no them. If you're coming up, you come up under a clear sky. Does it work? I think it does. And it works without breaking a single rule the movie set up, which is the part I like most. Let's put it together. If it were me in that house, Days 1 to 3, inventory, food, water, seeds, tools, medicine, start a rain log. Days 4 to 7, break the floor, get into the sewer, make contact with the neighbors. Week 2, antenna up the chimney, radio built, grow room set up, find out which blocks are dry. Week 3, test the roof, run the salt and heat experiments, cross off whatever doesn't work. Week 4, sign in the window, open the tunnel mouth, start stripping and stacking shoring material. Months 2 to 3, dig, shifts, bellows, spoil hold to the grow room, first clear sky, go, 90 days, not 5 years. Maybe none of it works, maybe the movie's right, and the only way out really is to stop fighting. But I can't shake this. That family's biggest enemy wasn't the thing outside, it was that they couldn't stop staring at the door. 5 years looking the wrong direction. Up, forward, out, the answer was down. Which plan would you run? I gave you 8. Drop the number in the comments. Better yet, if you've got your own, put it down there. And also, quick note, the subscribe button is the only thing in this video that isn't sealed. No digging required, no traps to set, no mercy to demonstrate. One click, the Delgados would weep. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.